A golf ball rolled into the cave, but the amazing thing is, it rolled out on its own. The man was about to reach for it, but there was a sharp scream in the cave. It turned out to be the home of a little owl. The little guy was very angry, staring at Kazulanda's eyes angrily. So he had to kick the golf ball with one foot. A lot of the balls had already fallen. Obviously, the little owl had not been harassed for the first time, and this time he decided to take revenge on humans. He slowly walked out of the cave. He showed a dull look on his face, but don't be fooled by him. He is the first god in the cat's world. A sharp look in his eyes showed that he was not easy to deal with. Then he ran all the way to the garbage dump on the destination. He searched in the garbage dump and picked out the food residue inside. Then he turned into a small piece of land and moved the garbage back to the door. Not long after, a large group of flies were attracted. The flies were eating free lunch deliciously. The little owl was eating free flies deliciously. The little owl went back to the cave. Because the court would spray water on time every day, the little guy also took the opportunity to sleep. His lifelong enemy, the manager of the court, came. I don't know what he's talking about. But his behavior also completely angered the manager of the court. In order to drive away this annoying owl, the manager brought a snow eagle directly. This carnivorous animal will drive away all the things hidden under it after professional training. The little owl also felt the crisis, so he used the complicated map and the snow eagle to play hide-and-seek. But the snow martin's sense of smell was very sensitive, and it soon tracked down the hiding place of the little owl. But there were a lot of twisted branches here, which caused the bandage on his body to be tangled. The snow martin struggled hard, and the whole tunnel system began to shake and fall. The little owl ran away in a hurry, and the tunnel collapsed in the next second. But this disaster also gave him a chance to escape. At this moment, he was only 2.5 centimeters apart from the snow martin, but the snow martin could not push the soil away. He had no choice but to give up and return. The cave was no longer safe. The helpless little owl had to find a new way out. He came to a strange grassland. But fortunately, there are a lot of insects living here. At this moment, there is a delicious cricket in front of him. A blue-tailed lizard is leisurely enjoying the sunshine. He stared at the lizard, and then lowered his body to attack. But the alert lizard still heard the movement. He spread his claws and began to escape. The little owl didn't give up. But how could 2 legs run past 4 legs? In the end, the lizard hid in a tree hole. The little owl followed suit. But the dark and unfamiliar environment often hides the unknown danger. In the dark, a fox opened its eyes wide and was watching the cat's movement. The uneasiness made the cat nervous, and it began to look around. At this time, the lizard was so scared that it ran away. But the ball that fell from the sky, the chef's meal, ran away like this. The kitten was so angry that it was a bad day. He gave up hunting and returned to the previous cave. He came to the golf course again. He successfully entered through the door. At this moment, the manager was repairing the car. He sneaked in quietly and waited for the manager to leave. The snow eagle in the cage actually opened the door by itself and chased the kitten. This time, he had no cave to hide. As a result, the snow martin was pulled by the rope. The little owl looked at the snow martin with provocation. Xiaoyang has the guts to be crazy. But at this time, and ran back to the cage in a panic. A fox broke in. It turned out that he had been following the little owl all the way. Realizing that the situation was not good, the little owl ran away with his legs. He escaped from the hole on one side to the outside of the house. At this moment, he just wanted to run back to the cave. But the fox didn't want to give up the snack in his mouth. The alliance chased him out. Fortunately, there was a fence in front of him that blocked the fox's footsteps. But he quickly dug out the soil and dug out from under the fence. The little owl has now returned to the cave. His big ears have a very sharp hearing, and all this was seen by the passing turtles. At this moment, the little owl didn't know where the fox was, so it stopped at the entrance and didn't dare to make any movement. This is a game of prey and prey. At this moment, the turtle bit the fox's tail. The little owl took the opportunity to escape from the snow and ran all the way on the grass. But he stopped before he could run. Then he stood there quietly and only saw the water spray device suddenly pop out, and he was sprayed with water all over his face, and he was scared and ran away. This made her happy, but when she went back to the cave again, she found that the passage was blocked by humans. She had no choice but to go back to the ground. And the next second, why did it suddenly get dark? In the end, the little owl was put in a bag. Then, after a long journey of shooting, the manager pinched him with a hand, and then let him go. And he also prepared a new home for him. It turns out that this is the owl protection area. There was a green-haired female owl in front of him. Fate is so wonderful. He fell in love at first sight. So he ran up to her and asked her to marry him. Unexpectedly, the cat-head eagle caught the cat-head eagle as a betrothal gift on the spot to show his sincerity. The cat-head eagle accepted the proposal. At this moment, he even thought of the name of the egg. The two cat-head eagles lived a happy life. Although the ending of the story is very good, but in reality, because of the continuous expansion of the human land, more and more wild animals have lost their homes. If we can't make reasonable plans, these cute creatures may gradually be extinct. The ecosystem is not just a single biological structure. Humans, as the leaders of this planet, must learn how to coexist with wild animals, care for them, protect them, and the world will become more exciting.